Hi, witchy people. Just for a quick update. As you know, I do make a lot of my own wands and I sell wands. And I actually did something new. This is pine. This is some of the pine that I gathered from a place in the New Forest called Deerleap. And it's not quite dry yet. I've done several things different to this one. First of all, I've sealed it, which is something I haven't done except for the handle of the what I call my badger wand. And I have sealed this one because I did something different and I did something I'd never done before. And what I did is I wanted to carve into it, and I carved a wand guardian. As you can see, there's still a little bit of glue there, but that was my very first attempt at carving anything. I've never done carving before. But I was quite pleased with how he turned out. I think he's got quite a nice expression. And like I said, I was really, really pleased. So, and with a lot of my wands over the past few days that I've been making, and they are hawthorn and pine. This is the first pine one I've started. I've been doing a lot of making a few differences to how I usually make them. But this I'm just so pleased with it. I think he looks rather good. So here's my little guardian, my wood guardian, my wand guardian. See this bit of white in his eye on this side here, that's the sealant that's not quite dry yet. But I was so excited, I wanted to show you what I'd done. So yeah, it's my first attempt and maybe my last attempt. This may be the only one I make like this. I mean, like I say, it is a huge wand anyway, and it's taken quite a lot to get this just to this stage. And I think people sometimes underestimate the amount of work it takes to change a stick to a wand. It does take a lot of work. Now these are both pine, both collected on the same day at the same time. As you can see, it's completely different. It does take a lot of work. I mean, first of all, you have to take all your knobbly bits off. Now I do like to take mine off a little bit. I don't like to make it completely smooth. I think that takes away from the character of the wood, you know, where you have these knots and these extra branches coming out. It's nice. I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but the actual wood grain there where that knot is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, where you have all these knots and lumpy bumpy bits, it adds a lot of character to the wood. So yeah, it does take quite a lot to change from a stick to a wand, which is why I don't give them away for free. And I do have some really nice pieces. Most of what I've made recently has been hawthorn, and what I've got left to do is I have to change a pile of pine sticks, and here they are, into pine wands. This one as well. I think my favourite may be, if I can find either this one, because it has this open knot in it here, which I quite like, or this one because I love the end of it. And like I said, these were all picked up from Deerleap in the New Forest. It's in Lyndhurst, and I don't know why it's called Deerleap. Maybe I should look into that. But it is a lovely area. It's quite open. A lot of New Forest ponies there. And you have to go off the path, off the open sort of like worn path, and right into the thick of it to collect this wood. And I did collect a lot of pine wood, pine cones, pine bark. I think I did it on my update. I did collect quite a lot. So, and this is what I'm doing. I'm really enjoying. I would like to think that I'd be able to do this again, but I don't know if I could. It was really hard work because all I have is a I don't have any woodworking tools. I have a machine that I use when I do nails. When I used to do nails, because I'm a qualified nail technician, and and it's a little sanding machine that you use on your nails. I never liked using it on my nails, but it's come in really useful for when I used to make miniatures as well. And yeah, so I used that, and I've got a small, see if I can find the knife. Here we go. This is the knife that I used. It was just very cheap. It was like I think 7 or 8 in a pack for £1. So this is the knife I used. That was it. So I've got no special equipment or anything. So that was it, and that's how I created my wand guardian here. So I am really pleased with him. I think he looks quite sweet, and he's going to be even sweeter when he dries and he hasn't got that white bit in his eye. But there, so yeah, something new for me. And I should have picked W to be wands on my YouTube pagan challenge, shouldn't I? Yeah, he was just really sweet and I really liked him. So there you go. That's what I've been up to lately, and a little bit of, really, like I said, it takes a lot to go from a stick to a wand. And obviously these aren't charged in any way. I don't even cleanse them, because I think that should be up to the person who buys them and who owns them. What I do when I sell these is, as you're working, and I think a lot of maybe carpenters and woodworkers will say this, the wood has a certain feel, a certain character, and as you're working with it, you kind of pick up on that character. And so when I do list these, I do list what I think, you know, how it felt when I was making them. Some of them have got a real stubborn feel, and you think this one's going to be, you know, you need a stubborn witch to wield this one because it's stubborn. You know, and things like that. But this one just feels kind. It's strong and kind and like a guardian. And I think that's why I decided to do the face on it, because it, and pine obviously, and I think this was a really tall pine, and because the I think I did a whole thing on the how you tell pine from fir and spruce, and this is pine, and it's red pine because not only were the needles growing out in groups, they were growing out in groups of 2. So, and they were flat. But if they grow out in groups of 2, they're red pine. If the needles grow in groups of 3, it's yellow pine, and if the needles grow in groups of 5, it is white pine. That's how you tell the difference. So this is definitely pine. I don't know if you can notice it, but up here, and you can't see it. Let's see if I can get it down. Oh. This has been drying for a while, and I'll be using these on this. Now this, as you see, the needles come out singly on the branch, and the needles are flat. So therefore, this is fir. This is a type of fir tree. So that will be one also that I shall be using the needles for. So that's fir, and it's really interesting finding out the differences between fir, pine and spruce, and it's very easy if you look up, and once you get to know the differences, it's really, really easy to remember. That totally going, so I only want to show you my little man on my wand. When you if the needles are growing singly out the branch or individually, it's either a fir or a spruce. If those needles are flat and can't be rolled in your finger, it's a fir. If they're square, almost sort of square shaped so they can be rolled, it's a spruce. So if they're not growing individually and they come out in the groups 2, 3 or 5 needles sprouting out, I always, the way I remember it is, there are only sort of 3 major types of pine, and that's the red, the yellow and the white. Now if you remember it that way, red going dark to light, so red being the darkest, yellow being paler and white being the palest. The paler it gets, the more needles they have growing out of them. So the red has 2 needles, clumps of 2 needles. The yellow, which is the next colour down, sort of the next paler colour, that will have 3 needles growing from it, and the palest of all has the most pine needles growing from it, and that's 5. So white pine has groups of 5 needles. There you go. I've waffled again. I'm good at that. And I'm not wearing my glasses, but I do have my glasses I've got these horrible glass chains. I'm actually going to make some myself with like pentacles and stuff on, and leaves and charms and stuff, because these ones I really don't like. I've got several of them, but these ones I don't like, and these ones. Anyway, so there we go. Once again, explain the differences between pine, spruce and fir, and the work that goes into making a simple wand. Like I said, this hasn't got anything, and I don't put feathers on my wand because they're really hard. Once you put the feathers on and then you go and post it out, the feathers get a bit knocked about and a bit funny. So there we go. And I do have over there a few more ones that are going to be in my shop later. They are all hawthorn. I'll put the handle on this, and then this will be in there. And I think because of my little face there, he may have to have a little green man charm on him. I think that kind of makes sense. So there you go. Another update, another bit waffling on. So there we go. I just wanted to show you my first carving, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with him. So there you go. Thanks for watching and listening to me waffle on. Bye bye for now, witchy people.